In today's video, I'm going to bring you through a company doing around $1 to $1.2 million every single month. And I'm going to break down their creatives, their landing pages, their entire infrastructure when it comes to backend, front end, what are they doing, how are they testing, what framework they're using overall. That's really just working for them. So why am I doing these videos in the first place if you are a new viewer? Well, the main strategy that we use is that we try to funnel hack companies that already made it and are killing it when it comes to marketing, right? And if we can follow that framework and then plug and play an amazing product to it, then that's how you build a multi-8-figure company. And of course, even more than 8 figures in many cases, right? So let's get right into the video. I have a lot to speak about as usual, and let's get it going. Great, so as usual, before we get into the video, this is just one of our clients, just so you understand, as I always like to say, the types of clients that we work with. And what we like, the reason and the main reason why I do these types of videos is for you to understand how we actually do competitor research and analyze essentially brands that are killing it, so that we can follow those frameworks, copy and paste them into the clients that make sense, essentially similar clients that sell similar products, and essentially win and find our own way of making that framework work. Because at the end of the day, we never need to reinvent the wheel. It doesn't make any sense. Other people are spending millions and billions of dollars every single day to perfect these marketing strategies and prove them. So our philosophy is very simple. Let's model the frameworks that work and try to improve them upon, our clients and the clients that we promote. Okay, so with no further ado, just one of our clients, last 30 days, $1.1 million. We work with 7 and 8 figure companies, and this is the types of numbers that we're used to seeing. Anyways, let's go back into the video. Let's talk about the company that I want to talk about in this video. I'm being a little bit repetitive today. Anyways, let's get into it. Here is the company Freebird. They are doing quite well. Now, if I have to be completely honest, and Freebird CEO founder, if you are seeing this video, I have nothing against you, but we have to identify one thing, and I want to talk about this thing, which is really, really important before we get into it. I have no idea if this company is 1000% trustworthy. I did not find a lot of information of this company online, but I did find reviews that were not super great, including like some Reddit, and Reddit almost never lies, including some very bad Trustpilot reviews. So, by all means, I'm never going to judge a founder or a business or whatever. Who knows? Maybe these are fake. I'm not going to talk about and rant about these. But one thing that I do want to note as a foundation before we get further into the video is that although you have good marketing, it doesn't mean that you can sustain a multi-7 or 8 figure scale. Okay, so many times companies scale and push all of their marketing budgets, scale to 7 and 8 figures, and then after 5 years, they completely fail because they have a bad reputation. And so if there's one last thing that you want to create as you build a business, is bad reputation, because word of mouth is very fast and we don't want that. In fact, word of mouth is way faster than positive word of mouth. So if there's something negative, people are going to start talking about it frequently. So this is not, I'm not showing you this just to talk about, this brand specifically. I'm just saying in general, if you want to scale and make sure that you have a good quality product and you're actually providing value to your end consumer, okay? Where, whether it's a service or a business, it doesn't matter. You should be doing the same thing. And guess what? If you do good things, if you give and provide good things to the market will reciprocate directly and indirectly. So this is what I advise you to do. Let's go into the video. Freebird is a company that sells essentially a shaving kit, and this device is their primary product. Let me see if I find this is their website, myfreebird.com. They sell kind of like these kits, and they're doing quite well. They claim to have almost 40,000 reviews, 1 million units sold, 25,000 plus verified reviews, and they have a very solid website, and they are essentially selling scalp care, accessories, blades, beard trimmers. You can also shop all. Let's just click on shop all and take a look at what they're doing overall and what they're selling. Yeah, I guess all of these kits, and they're doing quite well. They're probably also expanding into providing consumable products as kind of like a byproduct of growing, which is 100% the next move that you should make. Once you have a funnel that works on the front end, maybe selling these shaving kits, sell these on the back end, which is a great revenue stream for recurring revenue. for introducing consumable products. And the thing is that these products are very hard to sell on the front end, and they're also not as expensive. Like, you can't really profit from a $15 pre-shaving oil or a lubricating pre-shaving oil, right? Or a $40 shaving kit. It's kind of a hard thing. I mean, you can make it work, but it's really, really competitive, like really competitive. It's better to sell something that is a bit more unique and has more features, and it's an accessory, higher perceived. You get the point. So they're doing a very good job over here. I really like what they're doing. Now, let's go ahead and analyze this entire funnel and this entire process. One thing that they're really, really doing well, and I always like to filter by longest running ads as usual, active ads. They're running 300 ads, almost 270 ads, mostly through Facebook, and they're doing very, very well. Their traffic is coming from paid ads mostly, but they're also posting organically every single day. And, these views might not be, 1000% the needle mover. I mean, 6,000, 2,000, 3,000, maybe 15,000 here and there, but they're posting every single day, I think 2 or 3 or 4 times a day. So things stack up over time, and I can guarantee you that they're also doing the same thing on TikTok. I mean, some views got 3 million views. Some videos got 3 million views, and I can guarantee you this alone has generated quite a lot of money. I mean, probably. And so why not? And I don't understand this. If you're doing a lot of content for your ads, why not just post it organically as well? If you can add that extra 10, maybe 15% of revenue from organic or SEO, whatever you can do with the content that you're already working with, why not put a layer to it, okay? So one other thing that you can do is that eventually you can post organically and then boost, not like boost and clicking the button, but get that best performing organic, and then of course scaling it with paid ads. And of course all of these videos are like very satisfying to watch, which is kind of their marketing approach, which we'll be discussing soon. Same thing with Instagram. They just close these 2 windows. But yeah, so let's talk about what they're doing with their marketing. Let's take a look at some videos. Longest running ads, I filter by that. Status is active. Let's take a look at this one.
Please show it actually shaving. Every time y'all ask to see it actually shaving, I get paid more. So please never stop asking. This is about 7 days of hair growth for me. At this length, I like to use the scalp safe blades. But if it was any longer, I would use the clipper attachment that comes free when you buy the kit. So I'm going to set up so you can...
So this is a normal UGC video. This is also one that worked for them. This video is literally like this, and there's nothing else. There's like very satisfying imagery, and it's nothing else but just literally showing the demo. And sometimes I like to say, shut up and show the demo, because the demo is going to sell really, really well if it's kind of like a good product to demo, right? Where you can see a before and after immediately. You can see a satisfying video or whatever, and how effective the product is. Sometimes you just got to shut up and show how it works, right? So these videos have been running for a while, several months, and they're doing quite well. Let's take a look at this other approach.
3 bald life hacks I wish I knew sooner. 1, get yourself an electric rotary shaver. Why? The blades trap the hair so you can shave on the way to work and save yourself some time. 2, your electric shaver should also be waterproof or water resistant so you can shave in the shower and get a smoother shave out.
So I like what they're doing here. They're combining a lot of B-rolls and adding an AI voiceover, and they're treating this kind of like an advertorial style, giving you like 3, 5, 7 reasons why, or 7 reasons or 7 things that you should be looking at before buying XYZ product. And so this is like I like a lot. Let's take a look at some other things they're doing.
What I really love is how close of a shave I get. When I've been using clippers for a while, I've never get all the way down. I always have stubble.
There was also another one where they were showing essentially the before. They were shaving half of their head, if I can find it. They were shaving it with a normal razor, and then the other half they were shaving. And see if this one.
3 reasons why this is...
This is 3 reasons. I cannot find it, but just imagine it was like your head, and then like half of the head is shaved with the normal razor, and then the other half is shaved with this device. And basically the difference was very, very like extremely similar. Of course, the razor is going to be more effective in terms of it's going to be like more smooth or whatever you want to call it, but it was like so much similar and like almost the same that it was like way easier to do it. Let's just see this one.
3 shaving tips that will change your life. 1,
like even that hook, like that has a good hook. That is a very good hook. It seems like they're doing like 3 reasons why, and it's working well for them. So things to to observe at least. Let's take a look at what they're doing with their landing pages or ad angles. Let's take a look at the ad angles first. So it seems like most of their ads are time-saving solutions. So it's very, it's time-consuming to put on your razor on and shave your head. It's very time consuming. Effortless grooming, convenient full body solution. So you kill two birds with one stone. You can do a full body solution with not just for the head, convenience and ease of use. And so one thing that I really like within their creatives is the fact that they are really differentiating the way that they market their product. And so this is how they're scaling, and I always talk about this in my other videos. If you can find ways to scale horizontally with multiple angles, that's how you're able to get more market share. And so what they're doing is that they have angle one just for the head, and they have ads to it and creative concepts to it. So the creative concept is like before and after, an AI voiceover, a traditional UGC video, an ASMR. The first ad that I showed you where there's no script, it's just somebody doing a demo, the demo video, right? These are all creative concepts, and they're scaling these creative concepts, right, with one specific angle. And they're doing the same exact thing with angle 2, which is it's not only for the head, it's a full solution, or angle 3 that it's a time saver, right? All of these are completely different angles, touch on completely different pain points, and they require completely different types of ads in terms of storylines. And so one thing that I really like that they're doing, and they're doing it a lot, is just the B-roll strategy. So they're essentially paying creators for B-rolls, and this is what they're getting. So if you want, and this is an example that you can do the same thing for your own product, but this is what I would do if I were you. If you want to scale with B-rolls, I would ask the creator for very specific scenes. So shaving the head, the before the shave, the happy customer, so they're doing a happy reaction, wife shaving the husband, right? Customer using a shaver in the car, so to show that it's super portable. I think you saw that part of the ad in 2 minutes ago. Customer with rashes using other products, so something negative, the negative effect of not using that flagship product. Wife gifting husband a shaving kit, aftershave. Customer shaving left side with shaver and right side with a razor, right? All these things are really, really things that you can then put together and give to an editor. And so what ends up happening is that you have a script that you give to the editor, a bunch of B-rolls that they can combine, and then they can create unlimited videos. And I always talk about this. One thing that I really like what they're doing is that they're using the same script, but they're using different B-roll scenes, right? And of course, you can use the same script because that stays there as a baseline, and then you can test different variations and storylines in terms of different B-rolls. So this is a great way to scale an AI script that is already proven to work, but just giving Facebook something else and something fresh that can also kind of like decide to spend too, right? Because one thing that we don't want is creative fatigue, right? We don't want to be in a position where we increase budget, but then the increase in budget is just too much compared to the creatives that we're feeding the platform. And so we want to be able to provide a lot of different B-roll strategies, a lot of different types of creatives and B-roll variations to essentially promote the same exact winning AI script that was just working. In this example, it's AI script number 2. Let's just say something related to time saving. That's the angle, and then we want to recreate as many B-rolls as possible with the same script. This is by far one of the easiest and simple way to just scale what works. The other thing that I really liked that I kind of like really saw repeatedly on the side of the creatives is that they're using the same script, but they're testing. Let me show you again. They're essentially using the same script with the same exact B-roll structure, maybe even on the back end. So all the B-rolls are the same, but they're just testing different hooks. This is also an absolute killer way to just get quick creative. You don't change what works, and you just improve one of the most important aspects of a video ad, which is the hook, the first 3 to 5 to maybe 7 seconds, right? And so what I liked about what they did over here, let me see if I can find it again, is basically, let's see this one.
Stop making head shaving harder than it needs to be. You can get a
See, that's a hook.
Your head shaving routine costs more than your Netflix, Spotify, and perfect just because. Gift for your husband. If it's time to...
Yeah, so you need to be very strategic with hooks. Typically with hooks, you want something that kind of like is gets your attention immediately. And one thing that you need to understand with hooks is that you should frame your hook as a problem, as kind of like as with a structure that allows the consumer to understand exactly what the product is solving, what problem the product is solving. If they don't understand that, they're just not gonna care. Okay, people just don't give a shit about, excuse me, the French YouTube, but they don't give two shits about what you are saying. They only care about the problems that you can solve them. This is the reality of the fact. Okay, so just to be real, so this is also funny.
Stop making head shaving harder than it needs to be. You can get a razor.
That was just a funny hook, but I guess it works for them. Anyways, one other thing, the observation before I move on, because I have other things to discuss, is just the landing pages. Oh, and by the way, if there's one thing that I need to stress before moving forward here, is that you need to track every single test that you make, because if you don't know what works, kind of like how I'm analyzing these ads, if I don't know what works, how am I able to spend 80% of my time, which is the recommended amount of resources and time that I recommend, I guess, for you to spend on winning concepts. 80% winners, that's where all of your time should go, and 20% towards testing new concepts that you want to just test, right? Not randomly, but of course strategically by looking at competitors, for example. Either way, each row is a single test. As I always say, I always present this sheet because it's really important, and we track everything. The marketing angle that we used, the main emotion, the avatar that we wanted to target, the hook, the messaging, the copy, the creative, the status, whether it's live or not. And then, of course, we record all of the data for each test, so we know exactly how they're performing. And then, of course, we put observations and learnings so that we know exactly what our next step and next test is going to be. And it's not going to be some sort of random advice from somebody on the team. It's going to be very strategic, and then of course we can create graphical representations, as I always like to say. So I'm not going to talk about this too much. This is just a tip that I always give. And then of course, I mean, if you want access to this sheet, actually, you can click the link down below in the description or in the comments. It's pinned. You can just give us your email, and then we'll send this command center, which I like to call, which is a tracking KPI sheet. It has a bunch of other sheets as well. This is a KPI tracker, color-coded, a UGC tracker, and ad copies. You can put all of your ad copies and organize them over here, just to keep everything super structured and organized. We have something for CRO, for testing CRO, right? All these things. You can take a look if you want, but this sheet we honestly use to scale companies to 7 and 8 figures, because it allows us to track every single aspect or thing that we do, whether it's ad copy or creatives, for the company. So it's documented. We know what works, we know what doesn't work, and we spend time on things that actually matter. Okay. Enough of my rant over here. I just wanted to share this very quickly. Link in the description if you want it for free. Okay. Now, going back over here, what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about this tracker. Really important to track things, or else you don't know what's going to work. Okay, now let's get back into what I was going to talk about over here, which is their landing pages. Let's take a look at what they're doing with their landing pages. It seems like most of their ads are redirecting towards 242 ads towards this page called LP1, landing page number 1. Let's take a look. Landing page number 1. It seems like most of the traffic is going over here. And the reason why I really like what they're doing here is because they're really focusing and honing down on getting on increasing perceived value. So what they're doing is that they're probably just putting the same price, but then they're just adding gadgets, or they're boosting the price a little bit to justify also other gadgets for free. So they're getting $60 worth of free valuable resources and accessories for the price of just essentially just one, the shaving kit or whatever it is. So it's save 60% off, you save $60. Also very easy to digest. And they're also doing this, which I like a lot. Shave your head for less than 50 cents per day. This is a great marketing move. Enjoy over 50 shaves with our long-lasting blades. With all, our refill services blades will be shipped every 6 weeks for only $25. Change your accounts anytime. Whatever. There's also a subscription element, which I like a lot. Let's take a look at the rest of the landing page very quickly. You have some authority, which is always good. Also, one other thing is that, as I always like to say, you should have all of your landing page within the top of the fold. So the graphics, they're doing a very good job in doing this. So they have authority, they have features and benefits, they have before and afters, they have lifestyle images so people see how it goes in action, right? And you get the point. Okay, what we got over here moving forward, let me put myself on the top over here. You have a good section for kind of like what they're getting for free. which is good, easy to understand. Step 1, step 2, step 3. If you can also have kind of like a demo step-by-step process so people understand how easy it is to use the product, what they need to do, set the expectation, it's a great add-on to add. They have some visual representations and some movement on the page, which I like. So this is basically just some social proof and talking about features and benefits. So, you know, razor smooth closeness, whatever that is, 100% risk-free, convenient and easy to use. You get the point. And then, of course, other features and benefits, testimonials and video testimonials. These are basically UGC videos, right? Us versus them, comparing yourself compared to others in the market, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. You can take a look at the page yourself if you want. FAQs are really, really important. And then, of course, a bunch of reviews. Now, this is a standard page. It's very well. I like the offer, which is also probably why they're doing quite well. It's not just the product and the ads. It's also a good offer, positioned and framed in a good and smart way. Let's take a look at what happens when we click on Buy Now, Add into Cart. It seems like we're going direct to checkout. One thing that I really like here, typically there's add to cart, you know, you can add upsells. It seems like they're doing most of their work on their back end, because I would be really surprised if all you can buy is like, I mean, it's not all you can buy, because you can also probably just go into other products and buy other things. But I'd be surprised if they're just selling $40. So they're probably also having upsells and downsells on the back end, which are converting really, really well. And so one other thing that I wanted to add before I move on, which I really recommend for you to add, is try to add and create a bundle with different products. Don't do a bundle all at once, because then you cannot do this feature, right? So what I would do is essentially do this bundle, whatever, and then add these free elements at checkout. Many people just have one element that includes kind of the whole thing for free. But if we remind people, oh, you're getting this for free and it's worth $20, this for free and it's worth $20, for free $10, for free $10, right? They're adding and they're really getting the sense of like, hey, this is really valuable. I'm getting so many extra things for free. Let me just check out and complete the purchase. I really like what they're doing. They also have social proof, and then they're easy. It's pretty easy to pay. Okay, I like this a lot. Let me just close this or just go back. And one other thing that I want to kind of give you as an observation over here is that they're doing a lot of other kind of like landing page tests, including they're testing this mysubscriptionaddiction.com, which is an advertorial. Let me talk about that later. But long story short, let me just, I don't remember what the pages are. Let me just start over. Let's open this one. And let's also open this one over here. It seems like they're just adding options. They're doing different options and different products as well, because this is a different product. You see, this is also a different product. And it seems like they're adding some, it's like literally a different product. Not much differentiation, I believe. Yeah, let me see this one over here again. Yeah, so this one is the same as, this one is the same as this one, right? Basically the same thing. They're just switching the offer. And they're also switching the landing page. As you can see here, there's oh, it's the same one. I guess it's this one over here. There's a video over here. So they're testing what they're doing. I know that I'm confused. You're also not seeing the top, which page I'm changing, probably because you can't see the URL maybe. But what I'm explaining here is that they're really taking their time on split testing offers, how to position the product, and also split testing different sections of the product, which is also something that is really, really important and something that I advise to do if you want to get to that 8-figure mark. I mean, I'm not sure why, but a lot of 7-figure companies are not putting their time and resources and not hiring for CRO and conversion rate optimization. But you have to remember that if you can just even increase your conversion rate by 0.1%, meaning you go from 2% to 2.1%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you do it every month until the end of the year. By the end of the year, you're going to have a pretty significant boost. It wouldn't surprise me if you go from 2 to 2.5, 2.7%. Why not, right? We've seen that happen many times, especially if you do drastic split tests like offers, right? Changing from one offer to another can actually really increase the conversion rate and the average order value. Either way, this is how you should structure it, whether it's for an advertorial or a product page. Split test different offers, different headlines, different call to actions, and each different test should actually be significant enough when you do over at least 250 orders. So after 250 orders, you can identify if that's a winner or a loser, and you should track everything over here with hypothesis. Let me show you how they're doing it, probably, and how we're doing it as well. And so we have this sheet called, I showed you before, it's called the CRO tracker. Each test, basically each column, or sorry, each row is a test we have like the hypothesis, version A, the current one, version B, the new one, expected change in conversion rate, right? Test duration, right? AOV increase expected, right? The link of the Figma file, because what we do before we put it in, we develop it into Shopify, we actually create a Figma so the client knows exactly how it looks before we put it on Shopify. And then when the tester finishes, we say finished, or in setup active, not started. And then we actually, record the change in conversion rate, the change in average order value, whether it was a success or unsuccessful, and then we write some notes. This is how you should do CRO. It should be very, very simple. There's also tools like IntelliGems that you can use. IntelliGems is a great tool that can split test. Let's take a look. You can do price testing, combination testing. You can look at all of your analytics, personalization, content testing, shipping rate testing, offer testing, segmentation. You can basically do everything. So you can have your page builder, you can have a developer that changes things on the store, and then you can use IntelliGems, a software like IntelliGems, to essentially like actually do the split test and send 50% of traffic somewhere and 50% on something else. Okay, so this is just a hint over here. So highly recommend to do something like this. Really, really important. Once again, if you want this tracker, just give us your email and we'll send it in your inbox immediately. Okay. Now, what else is there to speak about over here? What did I want to talk about? They're also doing an advertorial type of thing, which I really, really highly recommend, especially if you're selling products that are like in a very saturated industry or that require more information to be consumed before a purchase, right? It's not an impulse purchase. It's something that you need to study, right? And so if I were to buy a razor, I would want to study and understand what it is. So what they're doing here is that, as you can see, if you see the URL, it says mysubscriptionaddiction.com. So this is actually a subscription high authority article that was written by this mysubscriptionaddiction.com kind of like domain or business. And so they wrote the article, and then of course they're doing kind of like a 5 reasons why it's a perfect for your skin, it's this and that, there's an offer, whatever. And then the traffic goes from here to their best winning landing page, which apparently is the one that has this value stack, which I really, really like. Okay. And so the only negative thing over here, there's two things to consider. The first thing is that it's high authority and it's third party, so it's unbiased. Okay. If you also want to be strategic with this and kind of like be a bit of a sneaky bastard, I like to say, is that you essentially, you can buy your own domain, create your own Facebook page, your own Instagram, whatever, when you run the ads, and you essentially buy the domain and you pretend that it's a news article, and then that traffic you can retarget, because this traffic you cannot retarget. Okay, because this is you don't have your pixel in here, right? Unless they put your pixel in their business, which I highly think it's probably not going to happen. Especially, mysubscriptionaddiction.com. I've heard of it. They're pretty big. They receive a lot of traffic, so they probably paid them for an article, and then they of course send the links all the way over to the offer, which is their highest converting page. And then of course they can retarget all these people once they land on this page. But this is, the number one is that the pro is that you get traffic from, or you send traffic to a higher authority landing page or article, high authority, unbiased. The con is of course that you cannot retarget these people that land on this page. Okay, that's it for this video. Honestly, I wanted to talk mostly about these landing pages and what they're doing with their creatives and how they're scaling. Let me see if I have other things to speak about. This is pretty much it, honestly. This company, once again, I like what they're doing. It seems like their reviews are not really at best what they could be, which is, once again, not to repeat myself, but once you scale a company, you got to make sure that you're scaling something that works, or else you're just going to put more fire into, or fuel into, whatever the saying is. You get the point. It's going to get worse. So once again, if there's one thing that I recommend, is to use this tool, Atria. You can funnel hack everything. You can take a look at the distribution of ads, image ads, carousels, what's working well, what personas are selling, top USPs. This is how we do the research, actually. Once we get all this information here, we do a bunch of research, a product, a market, and awareness research. We do customer mining as well. So if we have, let's just say our client is selling something similar, we want to go ahead and look and read all of their reviews and study what their customers are saying. What are they complaining about, so that we can purely understand and come up with ad angles and answer objections on the landing pages, on the ads, on the creatives, etc. Okay, but overall, if there's one way that I recommend to scale, just speaking about creatives, one last thing before I move on and end the video, is scale with UGC and B-rolls, because that's the most profitable and cheap way to scale your ad creatives. Okay, let me know if you have any specific questions about what I shared over here. And nothing, if you are a brand doing at least $50,000 to $100,000 a month at least, you can actually book a call, because we're opening us some slots that you can take with me. It's just going to be a free audit. Then at the end of the call, if we see like there's synergy and an opportunity to work together, if we have spots available, we can discuss about an opportunity to partner up. Okay, that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.